Hello, hello, and hello again. We are back. Oh, this has volume. Oh, I'm gonna get copyrighted for that. I'm sorry, everyone. Hello. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Me too. All right. Today we're going to be talking about the potential
Mm,
Nintendo Direct that may or may not be coming in the next week or two, and then in conjunction with that, we'll give some light predictions
conjunction.
for the Pokemon Direct that we know is coming in a few days.
Couple
Um,
days.
yeah, a few days, yeah.
Couple days.
What? Okay, whatever.
A couple days. You said a few days. It's a couple days.
Bro, what? Same
It's in
thing.
it. Um. No, a few days implies three or more. A couple means two.
I don't think that's true, but whatever.
I think you should look that up right now before you embarrass yourself on the internet. All
Bro,
right, so
I
I'm
don't
guessing
really
we're
care.
gonna be talking about the rumored direct first.
Yes. So yeah, I was
Okay.
actually I was gonna ask you which one you want to start with, but I'm good either one.
Let's do the regular Nintendo the direct.
All
That
right.
probably won't happen.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously, yeah, there's been multiple reports from different leakers there's one in July. Most recently, I think people have been looking at the last week of July, so 29th through the 31st, most more specifically. Um, and I tend to believe there probably will be one. I feel like we need information on certain games. So, um, I probably think I expect it. But I don't know. Do you think we're actually gonna get one, or like, what do you think?
Um, I mean, I'm always kind of like whatever, like until it's actually announced and it's like maybe.
Yeah.
So it's not like a huge because I think you were telling me that like this one guy said it was going to be last month and he's like, nah, never mind, it's going to be next month.
Yeah,
And
so
that's like, oh, okay.
Nate the Hate, who is an infamous Nintendo leaker, um, said there was gonna be one last month, and then he backed off of it, and then he came back and said like a week or two ago that now it's gonna be one at the end of this month. So I don't know, we'll see. And there's been a few other people that have said something about it too, but
Mhm.
I guess we'll find out when we find out, I guess. So um. I actually think the big theme of this strike actually I think this strike will be I don't want to say it'll be boring, but I think it's going to be a little bit
Mhm.
simpler in terms of like I don't think there's gonna be a lot of like brand new games shown off here. Um
Mhm.
there's a lot of games we already know about that need more information. That they announced back during the Switch 2 Direct. So I think we're gonna see more
Mhm.
on a lot of those. Um so like in particular, like I'll start with Metroid Prime 4. The big thing, I don't need to see more in that game in terms of like the gameplay or the story. I think we already pretty much know all we need to know about it. Um, but we don't have a release date yet. Um, so I would expect to at least see it just for the sake of announcing that. Um,
Mhm.
but beyond that, I don't really know if I think there's gonna be much on that game. Because I don't know. I'm like it's like I'm someone who doesn't I don't need to see like three or four trailers for a game before it comes out. I usually need like at most like two.
Mhm.
Um, so
Yeah.
I'm cool kind of leaving it at that. We saw the initial trailer
Yeah.
back during the Switch 1 Direct, and then we saw the Switch 2 one immediately after
Mhm.
that. So
And I do feel like that Switch 2 one was more of like a this is the biggest trailer because it was like the end of the direct and it was like that and one more thing kind of
right.
thing and that usually implies that's like the biggest thing. So I would say it'll probably because they showed gameplay and like essentially a finished product mostly. Um and we're like, yeah, it's coming this year, but not specifically.
Right.
But yeah, because I would say it would just be like in the middle of the direct, and it would just be like that random white guy like, and next,
Well,
Metroid Prime 4, like
sure. Yeah.
and he's like coming soon, and
Yeah.
that's it, and then there and then whoever is like, all right, thanks, anyways, and then they continue on.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think it'll be just like a part of like the what do they call those things now? The headlines on the directs or whatever. It'll probably play
I
like one
mean,
headline by itself,
okay,
Um,
yeah.
so I
Hmm.
don't think it'll be anything too like revolutionary. So I guess
Hmm.
the one thing I'll ask you is when do you think it'll come out? Most people seem to think it'll be either September or November. Um, I
Mm,
feel like it has to be September, but who knows? This game's taking so long to get a release date. I feel like it could be any time at this
I
point.
mean, I would say October or November.
Really? You think it'll become a same month as Pokemon?
Wait, which month is Pokemon?
Pokemon's October, so
Um, if is Pokemon early or late October? Is it like halfway through?
I want to say it's like 20 October 20 something. I forget the exact day, but um
Okay, then I would say November then, because I think it'll be. I feel like they would probably release it after Pokemon.
fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I mean I won't say I won't disagree with that. I think it definitely could be that. It really depends on just like how far along some of these other games are. So I guess we'll transition into like Zelda now. So like it's like
Hmm.
the big games like the thing is like some of these Switch 2 games we've seen like nothing on, being of course Age of Imprisonment and then like Air Riders. We have like pretty
Hmm.
much no gameplay of those games, well, very little. Um, so those two games I think will probably get like a big focus. I feel like they just have to. Because
Hmm.
they're both confirmed for this year. I believe Air Rider or no, sorry, Zelda in particular actually has a winter 2025 tag. So I feel like that game has to be either November or December. Um, but yeah, we don't know about those games, and ultimately, if it's considered to come out this year, I don't think they want to wait until because there's usually also direct in September. But do we want to wait until then to see the game like in a meaningful capacity for the first time? Probably not. So I think we probably get it in this one. Um, and yeah,
Uh-huh.
they'll blow the game out. We'll see like what the game actually is about and what makes it different and unique, other than the obvious stuff. Um, so yeah, it will probably see more about like the specific story. And I'll ask you since you actually played Tears of the Kingdom, like what do you think this game will be all about? Like, what are you expecting from this game?
Like from the next like mainline Zelda?
No, from Age of
Or
Imprisonment.
oh, um, I mean, like we do see like it's just through like flashbacks of
Yeah,
like Zelda's time in the like whatever ancient kingdom. I mean, I feel like it's basically gonna be like I mean, it will be the same gameplay as like Age of Calamity.
right.
Uh, but I would say that like the story is better in Tears of the Kingdom than it is in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
And so I feel like it'll just be a bit more interesting uh because also Ganon or Ganondorf is in like the past fully, so you'd be like
yep,
fighting him and stuff, and he's like really cool in Tears of the Kingdom. Um, I just think it'll be kind of like cool. I
sure.
don't think it's gonna be like amazing or anything like that. But what I do think that there would be another Zelda thing announced.
Yeah,
Either another like just a port or a remake. I'm not ex like 100% not expecting anything huge.
right.
Like it's definitely I give it at least a year before they even like give like a title screen for
Yeah,
like a new like uh Breath of the Wild like or whatever.
right. Yeah, I think the
Uh,
next big like 3D game is probably going to be announced like at next year's like Summer Direct if I had to bet money.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um and
But go ahead.
oh yeah. Because I don't think they would uh put on Twilight Princess on the GameCube
No, not yet.
emulator thing. Um just because I don't know, maybe because that's also on the Wii and it's just a bit easier to access. I don't know. I mean that would be cool though. Um
Yeah,
but that's the only other thing I could see them announcing is because now that that's on the Wind Waker's on there
sure.
that'd be cool,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. So it's funny because yeah, I do have a different prediction for NSO. But what I will say is typically from my memory, usually so if you recall during the Switch 2 Direct, they did show like the little reel, like what games are coming in the future.
Yeah.
Um, to my recollection, I believe all the games that are on that usually come out before they announce anything else. So what that would
Okay.
mean, yeah. So obviously based on that, you would have to assume we're gonna have to see the Pokemon games, Fire Emblem, um, Luigi's Mansion, like all those games will all probably come before we get anything else, like Double Dash, Light Princess, whatever else. So
Mm.
I can't see that yet. Obviously, I'm sure it will come eventually, but I think it's too soon right now. I just don't think it makes sense what they've done in the past. Um, for Zelda, so Zelda's kind of weird because like yeah, like usually we see a new Zelda game every year, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had something else to kind of fill in the gap between now and when the next Zelda, like 3D Zelda is announced. Um, so my prediction was, I mentioned this in the last discussion video we did about Direct. I think this might be the time we finally see the Link Between Worlds port that people have been asking for forever. Um,
Mm.
that's one of the more popular Zelda games, especially like the non 3D ones. And it's one of those games that's still on the 3DS, and maybe if we're not getting a 3DS NSO app during the Switch 2 life, maybe they finally decide to bring it over. It's a very popular game and a great game at that, so I could see that happening. It also would be, I don't want to say an easy port, but like it's a port that I think they could probably do and have it out pretty quickly. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it was like early next year, like February or something, March maybe.
Do
Um,
you think it's just going to be a port or
I mean,
like a remake like
I mean,
they've done?
I could see it being like a Wind Waker type thing where it's like an HD port. They just like up-res the graphics and maybe add like like a few things here and there, but like not anything
Mm. Like it's not going to be
too.
like a Link's Awakening
I don't think it would go that far. They
type beat.
might do that because those games are kind of like in the same spirit, but I don't think so. Um, but maybe I can see it going a bunch of different ways. It always depends on just what they have planned for next year for Zelda beyond that. We don't really know the answer yet. So like if they have a big game planned for like next holiday, then maybe it's just something like a simple HD port. But if they don't have any other like big game, it could easily be a more ambitious remake. It really depends. Um, so yeah, but I do think there could be something Zelda for sure. I think there's always a good chance of that, so wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised.
Hmm.
Um, so next we talk about Air Riders real fast. I don't have much to say on this really, because we really have seen no gameplay.
Yeah,
Um,
I have no. I honestly think that might be not a maybe not a shadow drop, but one thing where it's like the digital's going to come out before the physical release,
yeah.
and they'll say and it's available next week or something.
Sure. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this game came out sooner than we thought because, yeah, I mean, if you break down the schedule like right now, I mean, like you look at like August has Dragon Drive, which we now know is not that huge of a game. It's only gonna be $20 and it's a online or a digital exclusive game. Um, so maybe they have something else they can put in August. But like outside of that, I mean, like September, October, November, and December all have games that could go in there between Metroid Prime 4, Pokemon, Zelda, and then Kirby. So I feel like by that, like, and based on that, you would think that like, okay, well, if there's a direct coming, they're gonna have to have something else. I feel there's gonna be some new games, like even just like no, even it's like one or two. So,
Mm,
the schedule is looking pretty packed. And so I feel like Kirby is one of those games where like because we haven't seen much on it yet, and because it's just like a kart racer that, in a year was already another big kart racer that's already come out. Um, it could be kind of considered like a smaller title that kind of gets pushed forward a little bit, so to speak. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this game was like a late August title or maybe like September. Um, it really depends on what else is coming out this year. But yeah, I think we'll see a lot of this game. I think we'll see kind of like what the gameplay looks like. Maybe it makes it different and more interesting than the original Air Ride was. Um, and yeah, I think it will look pretty good. I actually think this game will be pretty exciting to play. It's gonna be tough. Since like I said, it's coming out the same year as Mario Kart World, but I still am excited for it. I do like Air quite a lot, so I'm always curious to see what it looks like. And yeah, I think it will come out. I think probably early. It'll be like pretty late in the year, pretty early. I think it'll be like early September or it'll be like early December. Like I think it's a pretty decent range. I think it'd be one of those two.
Hmm.
Um, so I will go. I'll say December only because I haven't seen any gameplay yet. I don't know. I feel like it might be a little bit farther out than we think, but I could see it being pretty early. I wouldn't be shocked. Um, so next, a few more games
Hmm.
that we know about. So obviously, we know about a few games that are coming to Switch 1, being Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven.
Hmm.
Um, do we think we'll see those? I assume yes.
Yeah, definitely. Just because, isn't it Tomodachi Life is 26, right?
Correct. Yeah, both of them in 2026 at the moment, you know.
Okay. Then it probably I would say it probably won't if we do see it, and it's not gonna be like a huge segment on it.
Yeah.
It might just be a light tease kind of some features, and that'll just be it, I think.
Right. Yeah. I don't think it's time to see like a huge like blowout of this game. I think that probably will come in the next direct. But yeah, I think they having an update on it would just be nice. So
Mm.
I expect to see that both for Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven. It's like those are two games like in nature are not like super in depth. Like, you know, obviously they have features and things to do, but like it's not like some like grand game that needs like a ton of like time to show. So I think they could easily have it be like a short little trailer, just to kind of remind people that it exists and kind of move on. So that's more what I'm expecting. But I think we will definitely see it again. I think, you know, the game is still important enough. Some actually in particular, I think it's important enough where they at least want to remind people it exists. So yeah. Then lastly, a game that has not been shown officially on a direct yet, but we know of it. I don't know if you've even seen this, is Splatoon Raiders. Um, this game
Oh,
was
no.
announced. Yeah, so this game was announced on the Nintendo Today app, which I
Oh, I
still,
completely forgot that existed, dude.
yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a fan of them announcing games on there. I hope that's not something that happens a lot, but they've done it with this game. Um, we don't know a lot about this game either. We just kind of know it's a game that allegedly is coming out this year. It's a Splatoon spin-off game. Um, and it's like a more of like a single player experience from what I understand. Um, I only watched trailer once and it was a while ago, so I'm actually kind of blanking on what the specific details of the game from what I can recall. But it was like more of a story-based experience, maybe like more of like a survival-esque game from what I recall. Um,
Wait,
so
when did the trailer come out?
like a month ago, a month and a half. And it was in
Oh,
June. Yeah,
yeah, I had no clue that that was even a thing.
yeah, I
I
probably
mean,
should.
I would say like because I just didn't really care to have like a multiplayer game like that, but I could see me enjoying if it was like a story shooter game like that.
Yeah, I think from what I
So,
can remember, I believe it's like a sing. I forget if it's multiplayer or not, but I believe it's like a survival-esque game. Like it's almost like you know, it's not like it's more PvE than PvP.
yeah.
Which yeah, I think that sounds kind of cool too. It's what just got like you said in the last direct, like Splatoon needed like a little bit of a shakeup, I think. It's like it was basically three straight games of like the same modes, minus
Mhm.
you know adding Salmon Run. So. I'm happy to see him kind of shaking up a little bit. But yeah, I think we'll probably see more of this game. Even if it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if we just saw like the same trailer they announced on the app, but just you know maybe adding on with the release date. You know, like just you know there are a lot of people out there that do not watch those trailers on the app. So
Mhm.
maybe just throwing it out there for the non-app people to see would be good and maybe giving a
Mhm.
release date. So yeah, I think we'll probably see the game again, even if it's not anything like too drastic. I'm trying to watch the trailer right now. I'm trying to see if they have even a release date. It doesn't look like they did. So yeah, I don't know if it is this year or not. But even if it isn't, I feel like it still might be important to show off again. So I think we'll probably see it. And I think I don't think it'll come out this year. I think it'll be early next year. But don't be surprised if it's this year. I think it depends on just how big of a game it is. But um definitely could see it coming out this year, depending on what else we get. Um, so that is it for the games we know about in terms of first party, at least.
Mhm.
So next I want to ask you, do you think we'll see any new Switch 2 edition games or like Switch 2 upgrades? Uh,
I would say the most likely would be either uh Odyssey
Hmm.
or Smash Ultimate. That's
Yeah,
the only things that I feel like would be of like because those are those other two like bestseller like games on there.
right.
There's definitely not going to be like a Mario 8 Deluxe because it's like whatever. Like no, there's Mario Kart World. We don't you don't need a an upgrade for Deluxe.
And that'd be
So
awesome though. Come on.
it'd be stupid.
It'd be funny.
Mario 8 Deluxe like plus. It's like no.
I would laugh actually. Like I mean just be hysterical.
Mm,
Yeah, I do agree with Mario actually. So I have three games written down here for Switch 2 like editions, so like full on upgrade. Um And I do have a Mario game listed. So one thing that we'll talk about more of this a little bit, talk more in a little bit. But one big thing is a lot of people seem to believe that Nintendo has something planned for Mario this year beyond what we've already known about, because it is the 40th anniversary of Mario this year. And of course, 5 years ago, even during the COVID year, they still had a big kind of a Mario focus that year, being of course Mario 3D All-Stars as well as Mario 35. So. People
mm,
are assuming there will be something Mario for this year. The question is just really, do we get it in this direct or not? My gut tells me yes. I think the COVID year, like it's like the thing is, we got Mario 3D All-Stars 2 weeks after it was announced back during the COVID year, but I think that was more so a result of COVID itself more than it was them actually wanting to do that. I don't think they wanted to release the game 2 weeks after they announced it. That's usually not something they do. So.
mm,
I think we will probably see a build up for this game. I think it will be announced in this right as a result. Um, that being said, so you mentioned Odyssey. I do think that's a good pick. I decided to opt for two other games though. I think it'll be one of the two. I think it'll either be Mario Bros. Wonder because that game is newer and it has. I think it's more apt for new DLC at this point because Mario Odyssey's had 8 years to get DLC and hasn't done it. So I don't think. I think that game's kind of like old news at this point. Um, or the other one I think might happen is 3D All-Stars itself. A lot of people have been asking for Galaxy 2 to come to the 3D All-Stars, or just in general,
yeah.
I guess. And so maybe they do a Switch 2 edition, but add Galaxy 2. The only hesitation I have about
Mm,
that prediction, though, is it's a little bit weird to me how they like delisted that game off the eShop after like 6 months or whatever.
mm,
Um, so I don't know if they want to like bring the game back just to add new content. Like that feels weird to me. I still don't really know why they did that in the first place, though. I mean, I don't know if anyone does, but I don't know. That whole game was a weird situation, so I'm not really sure if they'll like delist and then like relist it again. I assume that would be weird, but they
mm,
might do it. I don't know. I wouldn't rule out anything certainly. So
mm. I mean, I think there could it could be like a 2D Mario version of an All-Stars,
yeah,
like one that just has a bunch of 2D games. So it'd probably be like the Wii Mario Bros.
yeah,
Uh, probably like whatever one was on um
DS and 3DS.
the yeah, and
Yeah.
like Wii U or whatever. But
That's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, the Wii U one, so Mario Bros. U and Luigi U, which is a DLC.
yeah.
Those they ported over back in 2019, I think, 2020. So those are already on there. But yeah, Mario Bros. DS and then Wii and Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS. Those are not on the Switch, so maybe they want to bring those over. That's not a bad idea, actually. I could see that. Um,
Mm,
so yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I don't know if I would like go all in on that, but I definitely could see that. So. Yeah. And beyond that, the other Switch 2 edition game, or yeah, I also agree with Smash. I think Smash Bros. Definitely will happen still. I just feel like it has to. So I think
mm.
Smash Bros. Definitely can happen. The idea I had for that was adding Smash Run to the game. Maybe a new character or two. Um,
I don't think they'd be adding a character. That
yeah, I mean,
seems.
more than likely, probably. I guess I don't know. I guess I mentioned how much the upgrade would cost if it was $10 or $20. But I feel like just like the game already looks really sharp. I feel like adding like the HDR support, like the visual upgrades, and like maybe like Smash Run, like is that really enough to like excite people? I don't know if it is. Um, so I would like to think there'd be more to it than that, but I don't really know what else they would do. So. Um,
Mm,
so I don't know. Maybe it's like I know you mentioned like a side story last time. Maybe we see that. But I don't know. I feel it's gonna be like something a little bit more substantial than just like one mode and like improved visuals.
Use the camera.
The camera, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, and the mouse
Um,
controls.
but speaking of that, did you see apparently this the Mario Party Jamboree thing, did you know it actually added it's adding like new like board game like modes. Did you know that? Like they just like there's like a five
No.
turn mode. And
No way.
there's also like a 2v2 mode they're adding. Yeah, like why did they not advertise that during this? Like what
Wait,
are they so they
wait, is
had
it it's not out yet, is it? Or is
no,
it?
it comes out this month, I
Yeah.
believe, but it's not out yet,
Uh
no. Yeah, but yeah, like they showed off this camera bull crap, but they didn't show off the things that people actually care about. Like I was like
yeah. Oh yeah, because there was like a 2v2 mode in
Mario Kart 8. Yeah.
no in for Mario Party for in the one before Jamboree. What was
Oh,
it called?
Superstars or
Superstars?
talking
Yeah.
about yeah.
Yeah, Superstars. Yeah, there was
Yeah, there you go.
a 2v2 and it was okay because it had separate maps, which was kind of stupid, and like it had a
Yeah.
different movement system. I feel like if it was just a regular 2v2 on just the maps, it would have been so much better. So if they just do that, and
Right.
then yeah, that I think is would be a cool upgrade.
Yeah. I just thought it was crazy. Like they didn't even like show that during this. It's like what?
Mm.
But yeah, the other game I thought of that they might do a Switch 2 edition for is Pikmin 4. Pikmin 3 got DLC when it came out.
Like people don't care enough about that. I don't know.
They might not. Yeah, especially like at this point, like and the game's been out for what, like almost 2 years now. So it might kind of be like old news at this point, but I don't know.
Mm.
Pikmin 4 was a great game, and I mean, if Pikmin 3 can get DLC, I don't see how Pikmin 4 couldn't. So I think it's possible. The more time that goes by, the less likely it seems. I thought it'd be Pikmin 4 DLC like a year ago, and we didn't get it. So who knows at this point? But I like to think it's at least still possible. So yeah, I can see it being like, maybe like a new map to explore. Maybe it's just like new missions to do. Um, Something just, to give it kind of more content. Um, but yeah, I think that could happen. I certainly wouldn't be surprised. I think if it did, it actually come out pretty soon. I wouldn't be surprised if that came out in like September. It'd be a pretty quick release. Um, so yeah. And then next, Switch 2 upgrades. I don't know if you have anything in mind for that. I had two games I thought maybe could be there. Um, the first one
Uh,
being, go ahead.
I don't know. I would say maybe like an official one for Scarlet and Violet, just for
It
because
already has
I mean
one.
I thought it just runs better. I thought
Oh,
it
well, yeah,
was
because
like the
because it got Switch 2 edition. Yeah.
oh I thought
Or
it was
Switch 2
just
upgrade rather. Yeah.
I thought it was just the regular game and it just runs better.
Yeah. I mean that's how some games are actually, but that Scarlet and Violet is not one of them. Um, so
Hmm.
yeah. But yeah, the idea I had was Splatoon 2 or 3 because
The two.
yeah, well, because the big thing with the Switch 2 like free upgrades is they usually just like to add HDR and or mouse support to the game. And I actually think adding mouse support to Splatoon would be pretty nifty for some people. It would help you
Uh
kind of use the
yeah,
map.
I guess.
So I could see that being a thing. The other one I thought of maybe is Paper Mario 2 remake because I believe, if I recall correctly, I believe there is in the game's data a 60 frames mode that is not present in the game currently. So either they just gave up on 60 frames and they couldn't make it work, maybe it's something in the game, or they are planning on adding it at some point in the future. So I think it could be one of those. Um,
Hmm.
and I think if they do announce either of those, it will get Shadow Drop and it'll come out that same day. It's free anyway, so why not? Um, so yeah. Next we'll talk about NSO a little bit. So
Hmm.
obviously we have GameCube now, and while we did get another game added a few weeks ago, I mean Mario Strikers, I think it could be time for another one already.
Hmm.
And based on the leaks that we'll talk a little bit more about later. But a lot of the leaks seem to believe that we're getting Coliseum and or XD next.
Yeah, I would
Um,
think that would make the most sense with a Pokemon Direct because it's
yeah,
not because it's it's never just the one whatever game. And
right.
so I think that, they'll do the first thing of saying like all the mobile games and then they'll say like the whatever Coliseum and GX, and then that would probably then open up for if there is a regular direct to then announce like put on like Path of Radiance or whatever.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, that was the question I was going to ask is, yeah, do you think it would be during this direct or the Pokemon one? I tend to also think it will be the Pokemon one.
Yeah,
Um,
I would see them because if they're gonna have a regular direct soon after, I feel like it would just like it'd be weird if they didn't put the Pokemon games in the Pokemon Direct,
right.
like when it's
Yeah,
so close together.
I would agree. Yeah. So with that being said, though, I think if that is what happens, I think there will be other games shown off during the normal direct, but I don't think it will be GameCube ones. Um, it was actually discovered, I believe, recently, um, upon further looking at the direct, the Switch 2 direct. There was actually proof, or there was evidence to believe that we might be getting Donkey Kong 64 and Smash 64 soon. I believe it was because when they were showing off NSO, they like had like a blurred background at some point, um, that showed those games like in the background. If you like lined up like the blurred a little bit, you actually could see
Mm.
those games like just kind of lying there. Um,
Oh.
so like it's like why those be there if they weren't going to be there eventually. So I actually we might see those two games come finally, especially with it being like Donkey Kong kind of season right now, so to speak, with
Hmm.
Bonanza. Maybe they want to add DK64. And then Melee, that game feels long overdue anyway. So I feel like it might come eventually at this point. I feel like this could be the good time to do it. So
Hmm.
um so we could see those two. It also could be GameCube though. It's weird about GameCube is like if they don't, and well, sorry, if they do add Coliseum XD in the Pokemon Direct, do they want to add another GameCube game so soon after that? I don't know. They might.
Hmm.
But I have to wonder maybe they want to space out a little bit more than that. So I don't know. I'm not really sure if they would add like, you know, Mario Sunshine or, Path of Radiance or something else. They might. I'm not really sure. They've always been kind of
Uh-huh.
weird with their release schedule on those, so who knows. But I think they might want to leave it a little bit. So I think that's why they might do the N64 ones instead. Um, but I don't know. I could see a lot of different things, so I wouldn't rule anything by any means. Um, so now let's talk about games that we don't know about that we might see announced.
Hmm.
And the first one I'll mention, because this is one I kind of believe I think will probably happen, is I think the big new game we'll see that we don't know about will be a new Animal Crossing. I think we will see a new Animal Crossing. I don't think it will come out for quite a while. I wouldn't be surprised if they even give a release date. Um, But I think this game will be announced. I think it'll probably be like a summer to end of year title for next year. And I think it will look quite good. I think it will actually be pretty interesting looking. There's been rumors that the game will be like an MMO-esque game. I don't know if I believe it'll be that ambitious. Um, but I think it will be announced. I think it's time. It's been 6 years since New Horizons, and New Horizons is not updated very much. So I think it definitely could be time for new Animal Crossing.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, I guess I would say that's like a maybe. Um, I mean, especially with the Tomodachi Life
Yeah.
game coming out next year, I feel like like that's basically an Animal Crossing, just not furries. And
Okay.
so, you know,
Yeah.
I don't see that being a thing, but
Yeah, I mean, it really depends. Like, because I mean, like, Animal Crossing is one of those series where it's so big that like, if they just put it like, 6 months after the other one, like, it would be fine. Like, I don't think there'd be like any like fear of like impeding them on sales necessarily. Um, so I think it could still work. Honestly, they may wait until next year, until after the game comes out, to actually life that is
hmm
to
I
reveal it.
mean, like maybe the most is because like the most I would say is that they just put on the first Animal Crossing on NSO for
Yeah.
like the GameCube one.
They might, yeah. I
And
mean, yeah,
so,
that one's tricky again because, like I mentioned earlier, they don't usually release new games on there. And so after all the ones on the reel were gone, and that game was not on
mhm.
the reel, sadly. So
Well maybe they put it on the the N64 one.
That'd be crazy, actually. Yeah, because it was on
Because
N64
technically
in
it is just an
Japan.
N6, yeah, because it is it's the size of an N64 game
Right. Yeah.
because it is. The
Yes.
GameCube one's just a port basically.
That is a good point. Yeah, actually, I don't know how they're gonna handle that. Actually, that's a good. I didn't really think
Because it
about
could
that too
easily
much.
run because it could obviously easily run on the first Switch uh N64 app.
Right. Yeah, that's a good
So,
point. Yeah, I wonder if they'll put an NC4 when they release it here. I don't know if they will or not. That'd be kind of interesting though.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I think that's always possible. I don't know. That's an interesting one. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Mm.
I don't know. I do feel somewhat confident about it. I guess just like yeah, I mean like Animal Crossing games usually have about a 6 year. Like believe it or not, New Horizons actually was announced 5 years after New Leaf came out. So it's been a year now over. We usually wait for it. So. I think it definitely could be time. So I think it will
Mm.
happen. Um, next, there's a few third parties people have been kind of rumoring that
Fire
might
Emblem.
Fire Emblem, my favorite third party.
Elden Ring.
So yeah, Elden Ring is one of them. So yeah, so Elden Ring, we don't really need to see much more of that game. It's just a Switch 2 port, but like
Oh
we don't
yeah,
we don't
I
have
mean
a
I
release
feel like
date.
that's yeah I feel like that could be another one where it's just like guess what, it's available right now.
Right. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, I think it's time to
Mm,
see it. A few others are FF7 Remake. We don't have a release date for that game yet. I think we might see that
mm,
one. On top of that, I think we might finally get some confirmation on COD coming to Switch 2. We haven't got an official like,
mm,
reveal of a game that we know about, but we do know there is a like legally binding contract between Microsoft and Nintendo where COD is
mm.
coming to Nintendo consoles eventually, so why not make it now?
Yeah, I mean I'm
Um,
pretty sure that hasn't like Microsoft said that they want to do that like
Um,
publicly. I
I
thought
don't know
they.
if they publicly said it, but like we know the contract exists. So I mean, whether they said
Mm,
it or not, we know it's a thing. So
mm,
um, it has to come at some point. So I don't see why this couldn't be it.
mm,
Um, and then beyond that, there's a few new ones people have been asking for that I think could happen. Um, the biggest one is probably Red Dead 2. People have been wanting to see Red Dead 2 on Switch 2. Of course, Red Dead 1
mm.
came out a few years ago now, so we know there's precedence for it being on there. And then
Maybe the only thing I'll say about that is that that game I feel like would maybe struggle a little bit on
yeah.
the Switch 2
Yeah,
just because that game is super high fidelity. So
right.
I would say either they like bring the graphics down like a little bit, um, like probably probably like definitely not like ray tracing on it, or like maybe not like HDR support on it or something.
Sure.
Um, but also before you move on, because you said Final Fantasy,
Hmm.
uh, I could see them maybe doing a Final Fantasy 14
Yeah,
port, especially with the mouse controls now.
right.
Like that could be easily implemented because that game is, M super complicated MMO stuff where you have a hotbar of like 40 things and
Right.
it's just more difficult to do with a controller. So I could see that being a very big marketing thing. Like, yep, you could just use the mouse controls on it.
Right. Yeah, and then yeah, it's funny you mention that 'cause people have also been speculating maybe that might get FF16. Um, but
Mm,
I think that game is a little bit too powerful for the Switch 2.
yeah,
I guess that announced for
I think
Xbox
that's the
though.
same thing um as like Red Dead 2,
Right.
where it's just a bit too high fidelity because
Yeah.
FF16 is only neck like the whatever like the
Correct. Yeah.
current gen.
PS5 and soon to be series. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And the last one is Crimson Desert. Apparently there was a leak on
Hmm.
GameStop that showed a listing for a Switch 2 version of that game. So maybe
Really?
we see Crimson Desert. Yeah. It could just be like some bull crap. I don't know, but like, I mean, it seems like it's a pretty odd coincidence, to say the least. So, um,
Because Crimson Desert's one of the games that like looks like it'll if it's as good as it looks, then it'll be like an insanely cool game.
right.
I
Yeah.
feel like so.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool. I don't think I pick it up. It'd be a good get. So,
Hmm.
um, so yeah. And then now a few more games I want to bring up is people have been asking for a Kirby Planet Robobot port. And I think this might be time to finally get that. I still think that's probably a little bit off at this point. Since it didn't get announced in like the last like normal direct. Um, I feel like the schedule is a little bit too packed for that at this point. I think that's probably a next year thing, but it might happen. People have been asking for it for a while, um, so I think we might see that. And then beyond that, do you think we will see more on Duskbloods, the Switch 2 exclusive From Software game?
I hope so, because whenever it does come out, it will probably be game of the year. Um, because because From Software is just that goated,
Yeah,
and like it's already like it has like Bloodborne vibes to it, but like they've literally just only gotten better at making Souls-like games,
right,
and with how well Elden Ring is, it's basically just Dark Souls, Elden Ring, the game, and so I feel like maybe not a release date, like a
yeah,
specific one, but just maybe showing a little bit more gameplay.
right,
Uh, because I would say with the thing with like those Souls games is you kind of don't want to show a lot,
yeah,
because a big part of those games are the wow factor of discovering
mm,
like the cool new things. So like they never have like big in-depth like 10-minute gameplay trailers until like pretty close to the release date, and they invite like creators to like go and play it. Um, so there wouldn't be like a huge gameplay whatever thing, like probably just another like in-game cinematic trailer or something like that. At most, I would say.
right. Yeah, so I'll ask you then. So what do you, if we do see it, what do you expect to see? It's like obviously you like these games a lot and you play them. So like
Hmm.
what specifically do you think we'll see from this game that makes it like different, or like what do you think we'll see
Um,
in detail,
I
if
would say
anything?
probably just a little bit more information on how the multiplayer would
Yeah,
work. Uh, because yeah, they showed that it would be like multiplayer,
right,
and because like a full-on actually playing the game together with someone is what everyone's wanted for so long. So that's really the only thing that I feel like would be like more gameplay on that, and like everything else is just kind of, you know, like whatever. Like
right,
we know it looks good already. We know it'll be good.
right.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever the story's gonna be like, oh, you're the one. Ooh. And that's
Sure.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just the
Fair.
multiplayer stuff probably.
Fair enough. Okay. Next I will mention, I think we definitely, I don't know if it's quite time yet, but I think we definitely could see DLC for Mario Kart World already. Um,
I don't think so.
really. So I think
No.
that game is, you know, still a big game. Even though I don't, the game is definitely a bit weird. It's like it's not as apt for DLC as like Mario Kart 8 was, but I think it definitely still might get it. I mean, it's still gonna be a popular game long term
Yeah,
for Switch
they'd
2.
have to add like a whole new island.
Yeah, so that's what makes it
They had to put in
tricky.
a new continent.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna handle that yet, but I think we definitely might see that. I just think the game is, already selling pretty damn well, and in Mario Kart. I mean, like the reality is, it will probably still be one of Nintendo's like best selling games of the Switch 2's life, and so why not take advantage of that? Even if it takes some creative liberties to do it. Um,
Mhm.
so I think we definitely could see it. I'd be curious to see how they handle it, but I think they definitely might see that happen. I think it would come out pretty soon too. I think it could be like the next like month or so. Um, but yeah, I don't know how it would handle it. Like maybe they add just like new like battle modes. There are a surprising lack of battle mode options in that game compared to Mario Kart 8. So maybe they add more battle modes, or they could add some new courses. I don't know. But I think there will be new content that comes in the game eventually, and I think it could be announced in this direct. So yeah, it really depends on when they want to do it. But I think it will happen at some point. So now let's talk about a leak. So there is a YouTuber named Beat 'em Ups who you may or may not know.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
and he actually is the first one who kind of gave a like kind of confident kind of uh hint that this strike was happening. Um, Apparently has a source that claimed there is going to be one this month. It's a little bit interesting because obviously he's not someone who like leaks this kind of stuff very often, so people don't really know like what to think about that. But I mean, I guess until we have a reason not to believe him, I guess we can. So, um, he mentioned a few things I think are going to come, um, that we haven't talked about yet. He mentions that we're going to get XD and Coliseum. He also mentions a new Animal Crossing. But he also mentions a few other things that are of note that I want to at least bring up, and I want to know if you think they're gonna come or not. So basically, if you think his leak is legit. Um, the first one, and I think this one will probably happen whether he is right or not. I think the first one he mentions is Metaphor ReFantazio. Um, that game I think is
mhm.
definitely like that's like made for Switch 2. I think it definitely will come at some point. I don't know if it'll be this direct, but I think it will come eventually.
Yeah.
Um, so I like that pick. Next I would say, or next he has on here rather, Death Stranding 1. That one's interesting to me because obviously Death Stranding 2 just came out. But Nintendo has been known to kind of like release like kind of older games like not long after the new one came out. Like also like Red Dead 1 but came out like a year or two after Red Dead 2 was released. Um,
Mm.
so it could happen. Um, I don't really know how like intensive that game is or like how it would look on Switch 2, but I think it
I mean, it
could come
does
back.
look pretty good, but I mean, it was on PS4,
Right,
so like, yeah, it could definitely run on the Switch too, because it didn't need like it ran fine on a regular PS4, I'm pretty sure.
right. Yeah. So I think that's like could happen as well. Um, and then lastly, he mentions Witcher 3 Switch 2 edition. Um, which I think is interesting because we know Witcher
Hmm.
4 is in development now. And Witcher 3, of course, has been out on Switch for quite a while. But obviously,
Yeah.
Witcher 3 is one of those games that, while it is on Switch and
Yeah,
I'm
it
cool, I'm
does
happy it's
not
on
look
there.
good. It
Yeah,
does not look good on
it doesn't look
that.
as good
Yeah.
as maybe people wish it did. So I think having it be upgraded, it's still a popular
Hmm.
game. So having it be upgrading would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um,
What
so I
about a
think it can happen as
Skyrim?
well. Skyrim.
Switch to Skyrim?
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked by any means.
I mean, yeah, I could, that'd be pretty cool. Or not, but
Right.
maybe not cool, but it'd be like Todd, you done it.
Yes. Indeed.
Mm,
Um, okay. Is there anything else I want to mention?
mm. I will say, how many uh farm life sim do you think there's gonna be?
If you include Animal Crossing, then three. I think there'll be Animal Crossing, Tomodachi Life, and then one other random one that no one cares about. Probably
Really? I was gonna say it'd be like
seven.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it is just gonna be some random like okay, you interact. Okay, you have a farm. Okay, there's a little bit of combat. Okay, you have crops. Oh, there's town people you talk to and make relationship. That's it. All right, cool. It's not Stardew Valley, so
Right.
not gonna play it. And yeah, th those are always fun to see. I think
Yes.
do people call them like farm slop?
Like just it's just like farm. It's just like farming sim
Yeah.
moment. Like
I would
um,
say well, I'm not gonna go next into potential like just random games that would be like whoa, that'd be cool. So I would say there's gonna be a friend slop game. Do you know what I mean by that?
a friend swap. You mean like a split fiction
Like
kind of thing? What do you mean?
no, like a repo or a like peak.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
or like the or like the or like the four multiplayer, you go and do stuff together, whatever stuff. So a friend slap game like that, and I could see maybe Repo.
sure.
I do know the developers for Peak said they want it to be on console, um, but that they haven't really done much towards that yet. And
Mm,
so I don't, it'd be cool because that's the one game I'd really want to play because that one just seems really fun. And seems kind of perfect for like a Switch kind of uh audience. And
right.
so
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah, I mean,
then
those are like random like casual games that people probably would like
mhm,
have fun with, yeah, for better or for worse.
yeah. Mhm.
Um, okay,
Yeah.
so do you have go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Because I had one more game that I
Yes,
think
please.
will be on there. Because it just came out in the US on mobile and PC. Uma Musume, the anime horse girl racing game.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what that is, sadly.
I think it's gonna. I feel like that could be on the Switch. Because I feel like because that game had like huge popularity when it released here.
Yeah,
Like I have played it a little bit, and it's actually kind of fun because it's just make numbers go bigger and race and win.
yeah.
And so it's kind of, and then it's like, oh, okay, I'll like do another race, and like I'll do another race.
Who made that game again?
No clue. It's
Oh,
some Japanese company.
okay,
Um,
fair enough.
but I could see that being like a perfect game on Switch
Right.
that people would play.
I
That's
wouldn't be
just
shocked. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
So I think that is the other potential, just a random drop that would be like, and they're like, it's that white guy. He's like, play your horse girl dreams, or like race race your horse girl or whatever.
Oh yes. Race
And
your horse
so
girl in horse girl dreams. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, fair enough. So one more real quick, one more two more things I just remembered actually while watching this on the screen. I think we will see a small update on Professor Layton and Silk Song in this direct. Those two games are both
mm,
listed as 2025 games, and we still don't have a release date, so I think we'll probably see those.
mm.
Um, and the last thing I want to mention for this mainline direct, unless you have other things you want to talk about,
No, that was
is
it.
do you think we will have a small segment on any of the three known about Nintendo movies? We of course just got a small update recently on the Zelda
Uh,
movie with the two casting choices.
um,
So do you think they'll announce that in the direct officially?
I
And then
think they would just have like a thing that says like stay tuned next week for a specific direct
sure. Yeah, because there's
for the
also the
movie because
Mario
they did
movie
that for
comes
Mario.
right. Yeah, as the Mario movie comes out, I believe, early next year, so it's not too far away now. And we don't really know much about that movie specifically, other than what we know
But
about
that's not a
the
live
first
action,
one.
right? Is it?
No, it's a sequel to the first one.
Uh,
Um, so we know it will add like Yoshi to it and think of the other characters. So I don't really want to like talk about that in any meaningful way, but maybe they do. And then also, I believe a few weeks ago now, we actually, I believe it was discovered that Nintendo filed something because they are going to start production on a DK movie now. So I don't think maybe want to officially announce that, or if they have anything to show on it, but. I mean, maybe there's a chance. I don't know. So I think there's a chance I could see one of those three things. Zelda probably the least likely because it's so far away, and I feel like if they wanted to announce the casting choices, they would have just done it in this direct. Um, but I think it could be Mario or maybe even Donkey Kong, even if it's just like confirming it exists or like reminding people about it. Um, so yeah, I think there's a chance we could see those. I'm sure Miyamoto come on screen and be like, "Hey guys, Mario movie coming out. Stay tuned."
mhm,
So. Yeah. Um,
mhm.
all right. Is there anything else to talk about, or you want to go into Pokemon now?
No, no, let's do Pokemon.
Okay, so I'll start by saying, so obviously we just found out yesterday, I believe, maybe it was today. We just found out this direct will be 24 minutes, which is interesting because that's actually longer than a normal Pokemon direct. So that tells me they might have a decent amount of content showing this thing. Um, and I'm curious what you think we'll actually see in it, beyond the obvious being like ZA and like the mobile games. Um,
Mm,
because a lot of people seem to think that we might get another like new game announced. It'll be like a spin-off or like maybe a new mobile game, something along those lines. Um, I don't really know,
mm,
but I think it's possible.
I'd say maybe just something having to do with the trading card game.
Right. There is
Um,
Pocket TCG that exists now, so maybe show more of that.
yeah, so I could see them just adding more content to that. I
Right.
mean, there's a bunch of stuff they could show with the new game.
Right.
There's probably going to be something with stupid with the cafe game.
Cafe Remix, yep.
Yeah. I mean, I would say something with the GameCube,
Yep.
uh, NSO port, um, and then maybe let's just think about Pokemon Go.
Yeah, yeah, so yeah, we'll get start the mobile games really fast. Yeah, so I think they'll probably cover like all the usual
Yeah,
suspects. They'll cover
yeah, and
TCG
they always do
Pocket.
that like in the very beginning, pretty
Uh-huh.
much.
Yeah, so they'll cover TCG Pocket, they'll cover Pokemon Go, they'll cover Unite, Cafe Remix, Masters EX. Um,
Mhm.
the only thing I think of note they might show off for any of those games that we might care about is Pokemon Go, I think might get a small little I guess change in the sense that like if you recall, Niantic was actually bought out by another company, I believe in the last 6 months or so. And they have slowly been kind of doing some gameplay changes to some of their games. I
Mm.
don't know if they would do a Pokemon Go or not. The game is like one of their most successful by far. Um, but maybe they changed up a little bit. So that's something to keep your eye on, I think. But other than that, yeah, I think they'll show all those games. They'll give the usual updates of like, oh look, um, we're adding Eevee to whatever the hell, like just usual bull crap. So it won't be anything too exciting. So
Or maybe
next,
just adding something from the Z game.
yeah, something like that, yeah. Something kind of like whatever.
Mm.
Um, So next, I want to talk about NSOs. Yeah, you mentioned, of course, we've been talking about Coliseum next a few times now.
Hmm.
If they're not in the main direct, they'll probably be in this direct. But actually, I think they'll go a step further. Actually, they're gonna have more games than just those. And then they're also going to announce Pokemon Pinball and Pokemon Puzzle Challenge as well. Those two games are both popular on the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance, respectively. Um, I
Mm.
like Puzzle Challenge in particular quite a lot, so I think they'll probably add those finally. I don't think we're gonna get any confirmation of the mainline games still because for some reason they just don't want to release those. I don't know why. My gut tells me this won't be the time they do it either. I think there's a chance we might see it next year because it of course is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon next year. So maybe we get it for Pokemon Day next year, but I don't think we're gonna have them in this direct. I just don't think it. They didn't do it all the times before now. I don't think they will do this time either. I just don't think it's gonna happen this time.
Mm.
But
Mm.
maybe,
Did
who
did
knows?
you say Pokemon Channel? I don't know if you like.
Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, which is
Because
a
there's
sequel
Pokemon
to
Channel on
there
the
is Pokemon
GameCube,
Channel, yeah, which I don't
but
really know much about
yeah,
that game, but I don't think it was very popular, so
yeah.
who knows? But yeah, I think we'll see Pinball and Puzzle Challenge. I think those are two pretty popular spin-off games. So why
Mhm.
not? Um, Next we'll talk about Pokemon Concierge, I guess. Do you think we'll see that at all? They don't have a release
Just
date for the second season yet, so
the
that's the show.
yeah. I mean, I would say like I liked the show,
Yeah,
but I don't really care
sure.
or if like about it because it's like yeah, it's cute, it's good animation stuff. Uh, but I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not something I like super care about. So it's
right.
like I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Actually, they announced season two is coming back in February. And we have not gotten a release date for it since then. So I think we might finally get to see that. I wouldn't be touched with maybe it was a shadow drop because the first four episodes were already on the
Mhm.
Pokemon website, I
Yeah.
believe.
I mean,
Um,
yeah. I mean, and also with like stop motion, that's what just takes forever.
yeah,
And so I could
yeah,
see that just, they're like we don't want to have a deadline
right.
public on that because it might take longer
Sure.
for for stop motion.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so yeah, I think that could come out soon. But I think they'll always give an update on it, even if it's like, we're still working on it or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um, and then next about we talk about champions. So I actually think this will be like one of the big focuses of this direct, other than ZA. I think we will get a big blowout of what Pokemon Champions is, what it looks like, how the game works, um, the gameplay, all that. I think we're gonna get quite a big update on that game. I think we will get a
Hmm.
release date. Um,
What even is this supposed to be exactly?
it
It's
is
is it a
a
mobile game?
yeah, so it's
Right?
mobile and on Switch.
Uh,
And it's a battle sim. So it's like the Pokemon stadium games, Battle Revolution,
uh,
things like
okay.
that.
Hmm.
Um so yeah, I think, like I said, like I mentioned the last time I talked about Pokemon, like I unfortunately think this game will be a little bit light in content compared to those games because it is on mobile. Um but I still think there's reason to be excited for it. I definitely think it has a lot of potential. So I'm always curious just to see what they have in store. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, I think it actually might come this year. I think it might be like maybe even like not that long from now. Um, I did hear Game Explain mention a good point, which is they might wait until at least after ZA comes out because they probably want to release it and have all of like the new ZA content in the game, whether it be like Mega Evolutions or whatever. Um, so I could see it being after ZA, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it came out before and then it's added into an update. Um, so I think it could be either way, but I think it will come out this year. I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually pretty soon. I could see it being like August or September. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for that game. Um, and then I guess last now we talk about ZA itself. So what do you think we'll see? I assume we both think ZA will be in here. Um,
No,
and no, you're not going to
no,
see at all.
they're just not gonna have it in there.
Yeah. So, um, this game's kind of weird for me at this point because it's like I actually don't know how much more of this game I really need to see, unless it's like some like crazy big part of this game we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, or
Um,
just like reveal like because didn't they say that it's only taking place in the city or
they
no?
have not officially confirmed that, but it does seem that way. Which is a bit of a shame to me because like I didn't mention this last time. Like I'm really overall not like. Not only am I not a fan of the fact that the game only takes place in one city allegedly, but even just the way it looks,
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of like the wild zones to me just don't look quite as good or as natural as they did in Arceus to me. Like it almost looks like a zoo exhibit or something. Like it just looks weird. Um,
Yeah.
and so I don't know. I kind of hope that there's a little more variety going on there. Um,
Yeah, because I would say like yeah, if you catch I because I feel like there has to be something more than you catch all of your Pokemon in like the parks basically.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah, because I mean, if anything, it's like, it's like the point people brought up is like a lot of people unfortunately don't remember much about Kalos other than Lumio City itself, which like I won't even necessarily agree with that. I like Kalos a lot. I think there's definitely more to it than that, but unfortunately for a lot of people that is the case. But I mean that being said, like if it is all in one city, right? Like you think about different areas and biomes that we saw in Pokemon Legends Arceus. There was an ice area, there was a fire area, there was a swamp area. Like, are we really gonna see like little like exhibit-esque like little boxed off areas that feature like a fire area? And like does that really make any sense? I don't know if I think it does. Um, so I don't know. I'd be curious to see how they handle that because I just think that sounds weird. Um,
Hmm.
but so I think there almost has to be like other areas somewhere, but they haven't shown that yet. So I don't really know what they're gonna do there. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like yeah, the whole zones thing. I don't think it works. It doesn't feel quite as organic as Arceus did, where it was literally like you exploring the great unknown, so to speak.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, so I hope that's something we see a little more of in terms of like how it works, and like if there are more areas in the game, because yeah, I think it could really
Yeah.
use it. Um. And then beyond that, the obvious thing that I think we'll probably see is I think we'll probably see new Mega Evolutions because I don't think we've actually
Hmm.
seen any new ones yet. Um, So
You
I
don't think
think
there's not gonna maybe introduce like a new Pokemon?
they could do that as well, for sure. There actually, I believe, was a leak that showed a few of the potential options. Like I believe Mega Dragonite is something that people think might happen. Um,
Mm,
which would be really cool. But I think regardless of that league is real or not, I think we will probably see some. Yeah, we haven't. I don't know if we've really seen like much confirmation of it being in the game, other than the fact that they show the Mega Evolution symbol back when they announced the game. So I think for that reason alone, we have to see some eventually, right? Um,
huh.
so yeah, I think we will get that. I think we'll probably get Mega Forms for the starters. And we'll show off those. I also think they might show off mega forms for the legendaries. I think we could see mega forms for like Xerneas, Yveltal, and then Zygarde, obviously. Um, because of course, we got like different forms for Zygarde back in Sun and Moon, but ultimately there was a lot of cut content because it was confirmed apparently at some point that Pokemon Z was supposed to happen and that a lot of that content was cut and it was kind of like some of it was like thrown together for Sun and Moon, some of that being Zygarde's like alternate forms. Um, I do think we could see that come like that content kind of come back around in this game, um, and kind of give Zygarde more, I guess, more of a purpose, so to speak. So I think that would be cool to see. I feel like it makes sense in the nature of what this game is. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I would like to see that hopefully. Um, but anything else?
I don't have much to say about the game,
Yeah.
so
No, yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
yeah,
really have anything.
right. I mean, like I said, like I don't really need to see like much more on this game. Like I think, we've gotten two solid trailers already. So like I don't think we need to see like, like maybe they show off a little bit of like the story and like what, is going on in this game. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because like they show a bunch of like new characters that are going to be in here, but we don't really know much about them as people yet or like what they're doing. So maybe we see more on like what they're doing in this game, like the purposes. But ultimately, yeah, I don't need to see a whole lot more in this game. I'm already sold. So,
Mm-hmm.
at this point, it's like the more secrets they keep, the more exciting it'll be, I feel. So I'm honestly cool if they don't show much in game almost at all. Um, and then I guess lastly, I can ask you, well, no, not lastly. There's a few more things actually. Um, Do you think we'll see? So I mentioned earlier we could see a new game in this. Do you think we could see like a new like spin-off game of some kind? I wrote down your Pokemon Rumble. Um, I'm not sure how
Mm,
confident I am in that idea, but I think it's possible. I don't know.
maybe either that or like a mystery dungeon.
Yeah, that sounds make sense. I heard some a bunch in Poke Park maybe, which I would love, but I don't know if any
Mm-hmm.
of that series come back anytime soon. I feel that's kind of like a dead series, unfortunately. So. Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Rumble I think could be kind of easy, and that could be a mobile game they want it to be, honestly. So I think Pokemon Rumble's a decent chance. Um,
Mm-hmm.
um, do you think we could see a new Pokemon movie announced? We haven't seen a new movie come out in quite a while. And
No,
they just released the first movie on Netflix a few weeks ago.
no, no, because the movie's kind of eh.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you mean like the live action ones, or you mean like
Um, I did not consider it actually, but I guess either one, live action or
yeah,
animated.
I mean I feel like I don't know. I feel like they probably like maybe an animated one because only because in the US like anime movies have started to like become pretty popular of like actually playing in like theaters.
Yeah,
Uh like the Demon Slayer movie is going to be playing like in theaters and like there was like a Dandadan thing and like Attack on Titan and all that stuff. So I could see them maybe being like maybe if they did a anime Pokemon movie, it
right.
would actually do well. Because the Detective Pikachu movie, I thought was not that great. Like
Yeah.
the CGI was really good, but the story was horrible.
I agree. Yeah, it was. I thought it was okay. I think it was terrible, but it definitely was not amazing.
I mean,
Um,
the story was like all over the place, and like the editing was like the pacing was off.
yeah,
So I don't know. I just I wouldn't care for like a live action one again.
sure. Yeah. No, I wouldn't disagree with that. Yeah, I mean, I think if they do another live action movie, I obviously I hope it's not Detective Pikachu again.
Mm.
But I struggle to see how they would do like a mainline game story all in one movie. So I don't really know what it would be in that case, but I wouldn't be shocked if we saw something. It's gonna be even animated. We haven't seen an anime movie, I believe, in like 5, 6 years now at least. Like it's been a while. So. I think it might be time to see one of those again. Obviously, it's a little bit weird at this point. It's like they've changed like art styles and stuff for like
Yeah.
Ash, since they last made their last movie. So like maybe
Mm.
they're kind of done
Yeah.
with those.
I mean, and those weren't like in theaters. Those were probably just
They weren't
like
like in like a lot of theater. I believe some of them came to like a few theaters like over like across the country, but like it wasn't like a summer blockbuster classic or anything.
because
Like.
weren't they right? Weren't they just like based off of like the game?
Most of the
Like where
movies
it was
are
like
based off the anime, actually. Well, kind of. So, like, it features the anime characters, and then usually the way it works is
well, the
each.
anime is like they have different series like whenever the new games come out, they
Right.
make a new series with the new Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah. So usually the way it goes for most of them anyway, the way it usually goes is they have each movie dedicated to a certain legendary. Um,
Yeah.
so like there's ones for like, Giratina, for Darkrai, I believe there's one for Arceus, I think. Shaman has one, Celebi. Like they're usually all kind of like a certain legendary of some kind. Um
Mhm.
so I would assume they would follow suit with that, but I mean, it could be anything. I really don't know. I have seen the idea thrown around. Maybe they just kind of start afresh with that. Like maybe they just start with like a whole new protagonist in the movies. I don't know if I really think they're gonna do that, but I think it'd be cool if they did. I certainly wouldn't mind it. Um, but I think it'd be interesting. Um, so yeah. So I don't know. I don't think it'll happen, but wouldn't be shocked, I guess. I don't know. And then lastly, I've seen this thrown around a little bit. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but there are people that seem to believe this. Do you think we'll see any confirmation of Gen 10 during this direct?
I don't think so,
I agree.
just because uh I mean did they do that with Arceus and then like Scarlet and Violet? Like were those announced like really close with each other in like the same direct
Um,
ever?
so
No?
the way it went down was in February of 2021, they announced both Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl and then Legends Arceus. And of course, the
Mhm.
Gen 4 mix came out in October of that year. Arceus came out in January the following year, so about 3 months after. And then
Mhm.
the month after that, in February 2022, they announced Scarlet and Violet. So they literally had three games come out in about a year, which I still don't know how they did that, but whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, they have some precedence for announcing more than one game at a time. The only issue I think with that though is a few things. One, um, Arceus was announced in conjunction with a remake, so I don't think either one was necessarily like stomping over each other, so to speak. Meanwhile, I think Gen 10 is like that's a big deal. So, I don't really want to like lessen the importance of ZA with a whole new generation being announced. And on
Mhm.
top of that, um, Pokemon usually announces their brand new games in the February directs, or the mainline ones. Um,
Mhm.
and next year is Pokemon's 30th anniversary, like I mentioned before. So Gen 10, which is like a milestone number, combined with being the 30th anniversary, I feel like it makes too much sense to wait until next year. Um, so I don't think we'll see it in this direct, but I wouldn't rule it out. Like maybe they just announce it's in development and that they'll show up more at another point, even if they don't
Yeah,
actually show any gameplay. But
because maybe they want it to actually look good now.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I wouldn't be shocked if maybe it was at least like acknowledged, but I don't think we'll see like gameplay or anything. And I don't think we'll see like any like trailer. I think at the best it would be someone coming on screen being like Gen 10's coming next year, or something like that. Like I don't think
Yeah.
it'd be anything more than that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think at best a light, acknowledgement. And that'd be it.
Mhm.
Um So yeah, I guess that is it. Unless you have something else you want to mention. Um,
No, don't have much to say with the Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes real fast, make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did.
Mm-mm.
Um, yeah, I guess that is it. Okay, cool. All right,
Yeah.
so yeah, go ahead.
No, 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 that was
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah.
So yeah, leave a comment below what you think will be announced during either of these directs, and if you think the Switch one or the Nintendo one's gonna happen. I hope it does because I think we need it badly. But um, yeah, looking forward to those, and yeah, catch
Hmm.
you all, I guess, later. Bye
All
bye.
right, everyone, have a good night, morning.
Bye.